Rust showing 120 plus frames per second but still feels choppy? Your average frames per second isn't the problem, your 1% lows are. In this video, I'll show you exactly what's causing them and how to eliminate stutters for buttery smooth gameplay. Step 1. Stop running too many background programs. One of the biggest reasons for bad frame pacing is background applications stealing CPU time while Rust is running. Even on high-end PCs, apps like Discord overlays, RGB software, browser tabs, launchers, recording software, cloud syncing, and update services constantly wake up your CPU. Rust depends heavily on CPU performance, so every background process increases the chance of frame time spikes. Before launching Rust, open Task Manager. Go to the Processes tab. Close anything you don't actually need while gaming. The fewer background tasks your CPU is handling, the smoother Rust will feel. Tired of lag, high ping, and packet loss ruining your games? Gear up. Booster optimizes your connection for lower latency, smoother gameplay, and faster shot registration. It works automatically in the background with no complicated setup. Download Gear Up Booster, free from the link in the description, and enjoy lag-free gaming today. Step 2. Make sure Rust is installed on an SSD. This sounds obvious, but thousands of players still run Rust from an old hard drive. Rust constantly streams textures, monuments, player models, and map assets while you're moving around. If your storage can't keep up, your CPU and GPU literally have to wait for new data to load. That's when you'll notice random freezes, texture pop-in building lag, monument stutters, terrible 1% lows. If possible, always install Rust on an SSD or even better, an NVMe SSD. Step 3. Check your RAM usage. Rust loves RAM. If your memory usage gets close to 100%, Windows starts moving data into the page file, which is dramatically slower than physical RAM. Open Task Manager while Rust is running. Go to the Performance tab, click Memory. If you're constantly sitting above 90% memory usage, that's a major cause of stutters. Closing unnecessary applications before launching Rust can make a surprisingly big difference. Step 4. Enable hardware accelerated GPU scheduling. Now let's reduce CPU workload. Open Windows. Search and type. Graphics settings. Enable hardware accelerated GPU scheduling. This allows your GPU to manage its own scheduling instead of relying entirely on the CPU. Since Rust is extremely CPU heavy, this can improve frame consistency on many systems. After enabling it, restart your PC and compare your gameplay. Step 5. Use the high performance power plan. Windows sometimes lowers CPU frequency to save power. Those tiny clock speed changes can create inconsistent frame times. Search. Choose a power plan. Select high performance or, if available, ultimate performance. This helps your CPU maintain higher boost clocks during gameplay instead of constantly ramping up and down. Step 6. Clear your DirectX shader cache. Shader cache corruption can cause stutters after updates. Search, disk cleanup, select your Windows drive. Check DirectX shader cache. Click OK. Windows will rebuild fresh shaders the next time you launch Rust. The first launch may take slightly longer, but future gameplay is often much smoother. Step 7. Disable unnecessary startup applications. Many startup applications continue running long after Windows finishes booting. Open Task Manager, go to Startup Apps, disable everything you don't need every time Windows starts. The fewer applications competing for CPU time and memory, the better your frame pacing becomes. Step 8. Monitor CPU and GPU usage. A lot of people assume that GPU is the bottleneck. Most of the time in Rust, it isn't. Use MSI Afterburner or another hardware monitor while playing. If your GPU usage constantly drops below 70 to 80%, while your CPU has 1 or 2 threads near 100%, your CPU bottlenecked. Lowering graphics settings even further usually won't solve the problem because your processor is already limiting performance. Understanding what's actually maxed out helps you optimize the right component instead of guessing. Step 9. keep enough free space on your SSD windows, and Rust both rely on temporary files while you're gaming. If your SSD is almost full, read and write, performance can drop noticeably. Try to keep at least 15 to 20% free space on your gaming drive. It's a simple maintenance step that helps maintain consistent storage performance over time. Step 10. Restart your PC before long. Rust sessions. This sounds simple, but it works. After hours of uptime, Windows accumulates background processes, cached memory, pending updates, and unnecessary services. A fresh restart clears temporary memory usage and gives Rust the cleanest possible environment before you join a server. Many players notice their first gaming session after a reboot feels significantly smoother. If your Rust has high FPS but still feels terrible, don't just chase bigger FPS numbers. Focus on your 1% lows and overall frame consistency. A stable 140 frames per second with smooth frame pacing will always feel better than an unstable 220 frames per second full of stutters. Try these optimizations one by one, test your gameplay after each change, and see which one makes the biggest difference on your system. If this guide helped you, leave a like, subscribe for more Rust optimization guides, and let me know in the comments which tweak gave you the biggest improvement.